Ah, all the people showing up. Howdy, gents. Been a while. Got some folks calling me from the afternoon. I'm still in the morning. And Ben still can't type. I hope this finds everybody well. I had a great trip seeing the grandkids. And while there, after 3 years of being relatively good health, I ended up catching a bug of some sort. That's what happens when you hang out with kids, right? Hey, Adam. So I was able to dodge COVID for all this time, and I'm pretty sure I dodged it again, even though I went to Texas. Uh, and I think that I just happened to pick up a cold that has affected, you know, I don't know if it's a cold or a flu or something like that, but it's affected my gut. And since my Smithy is about 100 yards away from the house, I figure it's not a good idea to be out at the Smithy with a gut bug going on. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Gid. And then I went out there and fed the animals while Adam and Alexis and Yamez to some extent presented the amazing topic that's on my screen right now. Um, the covering Baroque and Rococo history, and at least getting started on it. I guess the whole month is going to be that over at um, uh, the Impractical Blacksmiths weekly show on Yamez's channel, and walk it off, Ben. Hey, Alexis. Uh, I'm glad that we didn't connect while I was there in your just disgustingly hot state, just because I ended up catching a bug, and I don't know if I would have been great company. The first week I was great, but the second week, yeah, I was asleep half of that time, I think. And I'm getting better. It's been 2 weeks, and it's about the life of a cold, right? But apparently it's wanting to find its way out through my gut, and I'm not happy about it. But so rather than standing at my forge, 100 yards away from the house, uh, I am, coming to you from my bed where the AC is running real good. Because when I was out feeding the animals, I discovered that it was too freaking muggy because we had rains for the first time in, I don't know, a month or so. And then it's warming up again, and it's just too nasty to sit out by a campfire. So we'll do this from here. And what this is simple. This morning, well, for the last several months, I think it's been quite a number of months, 6 months at least, ever since Abana said they were going to have the level one coursework, um, that you could sign up for. Uh, the fact is, I've been thinking about joining them even longer than that and getting into that coursework. I go there today and I joined, and I go to the coursework, and the classes are full. So I'm basically on a wait list now. But it turns out, and why do I have this pretty picture up behind me? I will talk about that for a second, and that has to do with you know the Impractical Blacksmiths. Everybody in this channel, probably except for Gid and Lisa, were sitting in that live stream this morning and saw them talking about this. And this is the kind of stuff that has always just blown my mind. I wish I had been able to chat more during the live stream, because one of the questions I had was whether or not this stuff was forged or was it cast. Because I can tell you that the scroll work is absolutely forged. The joinery is absolutely forged. But some of this stuff, I mean, the looking at the harp, for example, or these these leaves, or there was an eagle on top of one of these things too. Um, they just don't seem to me like something you could actually forge and had to be cast. I don't know though. I'll learn, but that's not the point. I've always been an admirer of this work, and we'll go ahead and see about zooming in on some of this. There you go. Um, and just to be able to even do this scroll work in here. I don't know if you can actually see my pointer or not, but the uh, what do they call them? Upset corners here that go into a scroll, um, and the penny scrolls in the middle, or whatever. They look like penny rolls in some things I've seen, um, or the bent over leaf, things like that. The blown leaf has always been really just incredibly interesting to me. That's what blacksmithing was about for me. Um, and so, you know, Abana just is a natural thing for me to be considering getting involved with. And so I signed up for them. In case you don't know, this is them, abana.org. Um, Anybody in this chat probably already knows about this. It's the Artist Blacksmiths Association of North America. For those across the pond, I'm sure you guys have your own version of this. But they have a national curriculum that you go and create these things and get them signed off on, approved, that you actually knew what you were doing and did it right, by somebody who's already been through the coursework. Folks who have started level or have completed level 2A, I believe it is, of the national curriculum can judge level 1 coursework. And it turns out I've done a bunch of this already. I would like to revisit it and get it judged, and that way I can get it approved. Here is the project for the level 1 course. The only thing I didn't do in this hook is I didn't bother. Let me put it differently. I created a hook and a staple per spec from a customer. What I need to do to be able to get my certification is, go to this spec instead. It should be no problem for me. I'm pretty sure I've achieved everything I need to be accomplished in level 1. This is the final project, though. And so that's what I'll be working on, I think, over the next few live streams is the final project. But it turns out to actually become level 1 certified, you have to go through this whole checklist. And again, I'm pretty sure during some live streams I've done these things. So I'm probably going to start editing some of my live streams just to, find the places where I've done these things and see what gaps I have and fill those in. So let's see what the chat's been saying. Rolling down. So they really are forged. I would love. Oh, repoussé. Sure, that makes more sense then. So the big hand-sized leaves, I would assume then many of them were forged to shape, but then repoussé to finish. Would that be correct, Adam? Was, if I remember. Dusseldorf. Scroll. Ben is eating fine. I hope my stream is coming across okay. I am not streaming from my AT&T device, but instead just using Starlink, and Starlink doesn't seem to be all that great for upload speed, so it seems to be bouncy as far as kilobits per second. But at the same time, well, it said here, I'm just saying, Ben, that Adam said that you should eat him. So Cool. That's what I was wondering. So, that's definitely some advanced work there because now you got to be able to create the swages necessary to do those things. That's just incredible. It's just really freaking incredible. So anyway, what was I going with this? Uh, yeah. So like I said, I'm my live stream is probably a little bit bouncy, but as most of the content today is static except for the moving of my lips, I don't think that should be a big deal. Yeah, anything gold leafed looks like it was probably done that way. All right, John. Well, there's nothing to see on the screen all that much, so um, you're not missing a whole lot unless you're trying to follow the chat, and then in that case, I'll try to keep you abreast. So, what you got on the screen is the checklist of things that I've got to do to get my level one. And like I said, I'm pretty sure my live streams I've covered a bunch of this stuff, mainly because I was just trying to educate without having a checklist. Now I have a checklist, so I'll have to go back and actually double check that checklist and make sure that I've covered everything, um, and then have my final project. I mean, I know I've made a slot punch, and it's been something I did online. I have not created a hammer eye drift. I have not created a hammer. So why would I have a hammer eye drift? But that shouldn't be all that hard to do. I've got a hot cut chisel. Um, let's see, handheld round punch. Yep, got one of those. I've forged too many leaves. I've forged too many S hooks. I've forged a staple. Got my tapers all, let's see, square. Yep. Octagon round. Yeah, I mean, that's how you do that. Chisel tip and diamond. I think diamond is the only one that I haven't done. So we'll have to see about getting that done. I've talked about many of the different hammers I've had. I've talked about different blows by demonstration. Uh, I have talked about the horn, the heel, the cut up, the step where you do your cutting, your edges, and how you want to go about dealing with those. I've talked about my vise and my forge. I've definitely talked about safety, and I got another checklist to look at here in a second about that. Um, let's see, slot punch, heat treat. Well, I definitely did that because I had to heat treat my punch and chisels. I have not created a monkey tool yet. That's another one I've been wanting to do. Handheld fuller is what I need the hammer eye drift for. So we'll get to working on that. Round tenon. I have not created a tenon yet. That's going to be the part of the project that the final project. Let's see. Round drift. Yep, did that. Uh, yep, got to drift it to ½ inch when cold. And that's key to the conversation in presenting it about knowing how it behaves when it's hot versus when it's cold. Shrinkage, we all know that. Forge welded flux spoon. Well, I created a flux spoon, but I didn't create a forge welded flux spoon. So now I've got to figure out what the heck they mean by that. I do need to make some chain. I knew I needed to do that, and so I need to do that. And then I got a gate latch project. Let's go take a look at this nice list. So what's really neat is, I don't know why earlier today I couldn't actually click on these and open up the files. Now I seem to be able to click on these and open up the files. I don't know if it took a while before my login worked. Um, well, no, because I'm not logged in right now. When logged in, I couldn't click on them. Who knows? Excuse me. And I think the drawing one was this one here. Yeah, exactly. So what we got is the details. That's this one. Nope, that's the checklist. This is the details, the checklist, and the drawing. Details, checklist, drawing. So there's the drawing. That's what I'll be making in the end. That's the checklist we were just talking about. And these are the details. And I'm not going to go through all these details. But the one thing I am going to go to is is the safety part, because I'm pretty sure I have talked about most everything here. We've talked about eye protection, hearing protection, natural fiber. Yeah, the fact that I always wear, natural fibers or fire retardant clothes, footwear, etc. Um, and the first rule of blacksmithing: all metal is hot. And then how to check. So yeah, I mean, that's what I think is going to happen at this point. Is I'm just going to start going through all of this and see what things I haven't checked off, and if I haven't checked off, we're going to get them checked off. Let's see what the chat's been going on. Ben will never be older than 12. Welding the head of the spoon on the decorative shaft, or folding stock to give the materials in order to make the spoon. Okay. That's absolutely right, Alexis. That's the biggest reason we want to do natural fibers. It's better to have the natural fibers catch and burn, not have synthetic fibers catch and melt. We do not want melted clothes on us. It's also why as a motorcyclist, we don't, one that actually has, care about their skin. We also wear natural fibers when going down the road. Synthetic fibers, bad. We don't want melted things to our skin should an event occur. Yes, even when the metal is black, it is hot. So, and I think I've covered why I don't wear gloves all the time. But the most important part about that is there are times when you absolutely should not wear gloves, and that's if you're working around moving stuff. Better to quench the hot metal often as you're working it. Don't get it up to temper colors as you're working it on a grinder than it is to wear gloves at a grinder. The gloves aren't going to do you much good for very long anyway. That grinder's going to catch it and take away the glove, and then take away your hands. But yeah, that's, I think, the plan going forward, is we're going to go ahead and get this Abana 1 coursework done, because I'm really actually excited about the Abana 2 coursework, curriculum level 2. I've been watching the videos recently of that work. Let me go back to it. Come on. Level 2. And the funny thing is, I've been doing some of that work recently too. Let's see. And didn't realize I was doing it, because, I only have these things in the back of my head. Like, there's another forge. Oh, that's it. So, forge welded ring. That's the one I just finished. Did I do a great job of it? Nah. I burnt it a little bit. The first time I burnt it a lot. But you know what? The fact is, in both cases, I made 2 forge welded rings. So I feel pretty good about the fact that I'm already on my way to getting some of this stuff done. I've made tongs. I can make scrolling tongs. Why not? I've been thinking about making some of the 90-degree bent scrolling tongs to help with some of these scrolls that I want to make. So make a pair of those. I need to make some bolster plates. I've been saying that for a while. So, I think that's the next step. Well, it's obviously the next step is you let's see, technical drawing. Yep, is to get to the point where I can create, this grill. And I just watched the video on how to do this scroll on the top left, and it doesn't look like it's a super difficult scroll, Um, some some stuff I'm gonna have to you know master along the way there. But it also looks like it'll be a fun scroll to do, and one of those things that'll impress the folks that see it. So uh, get that grill. I want to get to the point where I can have a grill like this. The fact is, I want to get to the point where I can actually start having some of this stuff hanging up in my shop, because it'll show that you know I do know how to do some of this stuff, and it'll be fun to do it. So, hey, blueberries, how you doing? Nice to see you here. Yes, wool is a good one. That's why when I work in kilts, I'm typically either wearing denim or I'm wearing a wool kilt, because they're both natural fibers, and neither are likely to melt to my body. So I don't know Nomex. Yep, fireproof suits, absolutely. I wouldn't want to wear that at in the forge though. Hey Rob. Hey Chris. Yeah, that blown leaf, it definitely is a pretty one. And so it doesn't look like it's too difficult to do, but I definitely would want the scrolling tongs, because uh, there's some times where, or even better, I probably, not probably, I will be making some scrolling forks as well, um, so that and rounded forks, so that I don't accidentally mar the material. Uh, I need to make some forks anyway, so that's coming down the road too. So I've already got some ideas of the things that I need to do in the near future in my shop, and I'm looking forward to having you guys along with me in the process, so you can tell me where I'm doing it wrong, and give me the tips that to get it back into gear again. Okay, 1 second. I gotta get some power, or I'm not gonna have a live stream much longer. Let's see what I got here. I'll be right back. My cat was all like, "Where are you going? How dare you leave me?" All right, power. Now my Mac won't die. All right. Yep, cotton t-shirt and blue jeans are my go-to as well. Today, though, blue jeans would be sticking to me. Well, I mean, John, I don't have an instructor, so watching me learn how to do it right, um, yeah, if you're trying to learn from me how to do it right, I don't know what you're thinking there. What you watch me to do is learn how to do it wrong and correct my mistakes. And that's how everybody else is learning typically. So I'm an autodidact. So I'm pretty good at watching what others have done, um, and then uh, repeating what they've done, understanding how a missed blow has an impact, and then correct that, just to improve the muscle memory more than improve the understanding of the technique. Every now and then, though, I have to go back and rewatch the technique. But hey, that's what YouTube's been amazing about, right? Um, I'm an old dude. I don't know how many of y'all in this channel are old dudes along with me, but I predate the internet, right? I predate the internet by quite a bit. I mean, half my life didn't have the internet. Um, and and let's not even worry about whether or not bulletin boards were useful for learning anything. Most of the time, bulletin boards were just a place I go to find my corn, um, and and print it out on dot matrix printers. um, but until then, it was like if you couldn't get it from a book and you couldn't find a human to teach you, you just weren't learning it, except through trial and error. And so, never met a Smith that does it wrong. Just inefficient, but more than one way to skin a cat. I appreciate that, Adam. I can't wait to see your videos start back up again. Let's see, is my cat showing up on screen? Over here, Rose. Nope, my cat's not showing up on screen. I don't think I can fix that either. That's just the size of my video. Here, everybody can get to see Rose. She's adorable. Big love kitty. Well, that's true. I have not used my elbow for holding tongs, so you know, Ben had to learn it the only way he could. Uh-oh, I missed something that John and Chris said. So scrolling back.